Well, throughout this scandal, the relationship between the press and the police has been under intense scrutiny, and this development this evening really adds to that scrutiny and adds further question marks surrounding the relationship between the police and also the press. You remember the allegations of money passing between Met police officers and the press. Those really are still to come out in the wash, really. What this pertains to is the Met Police Commissioner, Sir Paul Stephenson, who had an operation just before Christmas to remove a pre-cancerous tumour on his leg. That required a second operation because there was also a fracture and also a period away from work, as you would expect, to recuperate. Now, that took around 4 months or so, and it relates to that period of 4 months in which he was recuperating. Sky sources understand that Mr Stephenson, in that time, did spend some time at Champneys Health Resort in the home counties. Now, this is quite a plush luxury resort where people could go for pampering or spa treatments or recuperation. And his operation was paid for by the Met Police through their healthcare arrangements, but the accommodation at this health farm, as we understand it, was paid for by the owner of Champneys, who is an acquaintance of Sir Paul Stephenson. So a question mark over that, and it transpires that, as we understand it, Sir Paul Stephenson has just learned in recent days that the PR consultant for Champneys, this health farm, turns out to be Neil Wallis. Now, he, you may remember, is the 60-year-old who was arrested as part of the phone hacking investigation. He is a previous deputy editor at the News of the World, so very much at the centre of this unravelling story. He represents Champneys Health Farm in his work as a PR consultant, but as we also learned this week, he'd also been working for the Metropolitan Police on a consultancy basis in terms of advising them on their media strategy. So it may well be that Sir Paul Stephenson and Neil Wallis had no dealings at all within this Champneys Health Resort arrangement, but nevertheless, it does show that the perception of murkiness that surrounds this story, the links between different individuals and different organisations, gets more complex, it seems, by the day. And the allegation is that Sir Paul Stephenson had this treatment, had this accommodation paid for by an acquaintance at the health farm. The PR consultant at the health farm was Neil Wallis, the former News of the World executive.